Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another Dark Avenger Live. This is episode 49. Yeah. We are officially one episode away from episode 50, which I didn't even realize until we actually did the title for this episode. So I guess the next episode is going to be a pretty big one.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said,
indeed.
Like I said in the review, for those of you that actually had a chance to watch it, again, apologies. We'll explain. Well, you guys know probably by now that the reason why our review was late was due to the mail. But beside the point, if you guys did have a chance to watch the review video, you guys already know that we are going to be talking a lot about episode 300 of the comic review for this week's live show. Next live show, we're going to be talking about more of the Secret Wars books that we're going to be picking up. I believe that's what we were talking about on the review show, if I'm not mistaken.
That or was something about Convergence?
Oh no, I'm sorry, Divergence. What we're going to be getting after Divergence, and we'll also talk more about Secret Wars. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go on my. We're going to talk about the books we're getting next week, also from. Secret Wars, because a lot of people keep asking what books we're getting. To be honest, so far this week the only book we didn't get was A-Force, and next week we're only skipping out on one book as well. There are a couple more books that we're going to be either reading digitally or not reading at all, but for the most part a lot of the books we're either trying or we're just on board with. So I don't want to spoil it because we did get our books today, so hooray. So there's your little reprieve. We did get all of our books today, and we absolutely will start reading them as soon as possible to get the reviews up on time. But I don't want to spoil the whole video because that's going to follow this live show. And a lot of people aren't watching yet live. I will have the comments. I'll be checking on the comments in a little while, a little later. We're going to let the show roll for a bit, let you guys pop on, say your hellos, and then we'll go from there. Yeah. But anyway, I don't want to get too much into showing stuff yet until people pop on. So let's see. What can we talk about just to open up the show a bit?
Well, we did actually do some of the box.
Oh, yes. We did do some Mystery Box Mayhem episodes right before this. That's why we're a little, well, not late. We're only 5 minutes late, technically. We're never on time, even if it's just for 5 minutes. So we did do... I'll spoil what they are, but not what we got in them, except for one thing. We did Nerd Block, we did One Up, and we then did Geek Fuel. Yeah. And we're going to talk about why Geek Fuel out of those three is going to be sticking with us, and why some of the I actually do want to talk about. We can talk about it now because I'm sure a lot of people are coming on as we speak. I'm actually going to load up the video. So while I'm loading it up, why don't you two do a little talk for a bit?
All right. So, what, the boxes or
anything?
Oh, anything. Let's see. Well, not really much.
So we did do.
Yeah, he's just checking the video. Yeah, so really not that much that I could think of that really it was eventful for this week. I mean, like I said, like we did our comic books and we did the reviews and everything, and there has been Frontline Gaming Zone videos that I have uploaded, which was the NES remix of the second challenge that we did, because there was 25 challenges we did for Remix 1. Yeah. And
this is perfect. Open up, yeah.
Yeah, and Remix of number 2. To be honest, we're really enjoying doing all this. I mean, it's just the uploading time.
And also one thing that I want to talk about, well, I'll expand. Go ahead, finish yours, and then I'll
yeah. So after the video that was uploaded, we're going to try to do bonus because we have to unlock those still. And then we're going to go into NES Remix 2, which will have all the challenges there, which will follow Super Luigi, or is it Champion then Super Luigi? I think it's Super Luigi then Champion.
No, do Champion.
Yeah. No, we can do Super Luigi because Champion will be for last. Because Champion in every Nintendo game, well, Mario really.
Now, as you guys know, I mean, anybody who's into the gaming channels, like who like to watch gamers on YouTube, you guys know that Nintendo has decided, hey, we're going to third-party content, anything that's a Nintendo game. So we actually did get that for some of the parts for the NES Remix already. Now, we don't, for Frontline Gaming Zone, we don't have ads, so we don't make anything from the videos. The videos we do on there are completely just from our free time and for our enjoyment.
Well, it's community play. That's what it's all about.
Exactly. So we don't really. It's not a channel where we're putting ads in on purpose or having ads in it to make anything from the videos. The videos are literally just there because we like to have fun and we love playing video games. So for us, it's not a problem. But I can understand why gamers on YouTube right now are pissed off with Nintendo, because basically Nintendo's deal was basically they're going half and half with the YouTubers. YouTubers make half and they make a percentage of the YouTubers' percentage. So in other words, Nintendo's making money off of anybody who's playing their games. Not for us. We don't care. You know what? Nintendo wants to be shady. Nintendo wants to be really... I'll tell you the truth. As much as I hate them for what they're doing with the Amiibos, it's a genius idea. And somebody actually pointed it out to me. Think about it. They're more in demand if you can't find them.
That is true. I am gotta.
So as much as I'm against there not being enough for everybody, at the same time it's genius because now Nintendo has a new cash cow, Amiibos, and they actually did make Amiibos for the game that Ellie wants.
The Pokemon?
No, the one with the Splatoon, was it?
They're making a Splatoon Amiibo?
They made 3 of them. They made for the guy, the girl, and the squid.
Oh, I didn't know about that. No, maybe you should look into that.
Yeah, but again, Nintendo, they want to make money however they can. That's the way they've always been. Is that going to stop us from playing a lot of Nintendo games? No. On Brooklyn Boys, we're doing Mario Kart, the Mario Kart Wii, or the Mario Kart...
The Mario Kart 8 races.
8 races.
Yeah.
There'll be an announcement on Brooklyn Boys for that, but we don't care. We don't make, it's not like they're taking money away from us because we're not earning any money off of our videos, gaming-wise, anyway. So for us, it doesn't matter, but I can definitely understand how people feel on YouTube and why basically almost no one, except the people who are doing it, pro bono for fun, why they don't do it. And I understand that completely.
And speaking of that, though, I have heard your messages about the 2 things that we did talk about in the announcement, which was the Mario Kart and the Ultimate Smash that's supposed, which then would have led to the Ultimate Smash. The Mario Kart, like my brother said, we are going to make an announcement for this weekend, and it's going to be sometime in June. We don't know the date yet until we make the video because, like I said, we have work lives, and we don't know, and we got to figure out. It's going to be, I'm just going to say this, though, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead.
It's going to be once a month on a Sunday. Once a month, because we didn't mind doing it twice a week on twice a month on a Sunday or anything else, but with everything that might be going on during the summer and then the fall especially.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about the summer with the 300 comic review series.
And that too, we might only just,
maybe August, the second month of August since it's going to be a pretty light
that
month.
And because the Walking Dead, because I like to watch that. But beside the point, it's going to be so far once on Sunday, on a Sunday, and the rules will be explained. As far as the Ultimate Smash goes, the pre is gone.
The pre is done because one of the 3 people, and everybody knows who that person is by now, is not coming. Has not been over in a while, and I can't even promise you guys that there's going to be an Ultimate Smash unless we have our other friend come over to step in as a third person.
4, because there has to be at least 4.
No, I'm sorry, you're right, 4. Because we're not going for 3 again. So anybody who's a fan of Brooklyn Boys in those 2 games, the good news is
hopefully there won't be. I'm sorry to interrupt you. And hopefully there won't be any delays from summer to New Year's.
Right. For the good news is the races are coming soon.
Yes.
The bad news is the Ultimate Smash is right now on the line. If it does get cut, we will figure something out to do with Super Smash Brothers. We're not going to completely
just ignore
it.
Yeah.
Either we'll do requests, which I doubt, or we'll just do some custom matches or play on Wi-Fi with a couple of people. We might schedule something kind of like what we do with the kart races.
The Wi-Fi I like.
We might be able to. We might do some we might do some brawls with our friends instead, because we did do that once when it was Melee, I believe. Either Melee or
Brawl.
It had to be Brawl. Right? Melee didn't have
Wi-Fi.
it. I'm sorry.
Didn't have it in Melee.
Never mind. So Brawl. So we might do that instead. If we don't do the Ultimate Smash, we will substitute it with something for you guys. So don't worry, we will do something. We don't know what. We'll do something.
But do look on the lookout for the Mario Kart announcement sometime next week. I don't know when. Probably I'll post it on Monday, Memorial Day, since we have no work on Monday. So yeah.
Just gonna say right now, we did get one comment so far. Tim Marston says top 5 for this week. What do you think of Secret Wars so far? First of all, hi, Tim. And we will definitely talk about Secret Wars. We might not do a top 5 because I'm going to be honest with you, Tim. Okay, right now I feel like it's hard to do a top 5 because we're covering Convergence, and that's already 10 books. 5 from me, 5 from Mike, and then there's Convergence. And how many books did we do Marvel this week? I did 2 Marvel books.
Well, I did Secret Wars, Magneto, Star Wars.
Darth Vader, not Star Wars.
Star Wars, Darth Vader, yeah. Oh, right, because there's Star Wars and Silk.
Right, and I did Spidey 2099 and Star-Lord. The last issue of Star-Lord. Yeah. So right now, things are a little bit unfair in my opinion. So for this live show, I'm not going to be doing a top 5, but I will say this. I will have recommendations, and we will definitely be talking about Secret Wars and a few of the Convergence books. If you want to talk about indies, if you want to throw indies in there also, Birthright definitely belongs in the top 5 for me.
John Carter
was definitely worthy of a top 5 spot. Superboy from Convergence was worthy of a top 5 spot. I love Justice League International. I like Blue Beetle, so I thought that's worthy of a top 5 spot. Walking Dead was worthy of a top 5 spot. Secret Wars, in my opinion, was worthy of a top 5.
The Robin Hood also from Zemascope as well.
And also Convergence number 6, because Convergence is finally going the way we were hoping it would.
Oh, and also your mystery that you finished.
Well, that's not from this week.
No, the indies in general. I thought you meant in general.
No, just from
just for this week. Oh, my bad.
And remember, our review is really late. We actually just finished reading the books 2 nights ago. So for us, they're still fresh in our mind. And now we got a brand new pile of books. So we got a lot of stuff that we're going to be reading the next couple of days. It's Memorial Day weekend. So again, happy Memorial Day, everybody. And we're going to be celebrating, again, mine and Cindy's birthday is going to be this Sunday.
That's right.
So Sunday is going to be celebration time. Tomorrow we'll probably do a hefty amount of reading. And Monday we'll probably do a hefty amount of reading. And everything should be up by Tuesday. So hopefully everything should be on time. Now, we did do a lot of mystery box mayhem. I did save 1 box, actually, especially for the live show. And we're going to be... it's already open. As you guys can see, it's already open. Yeah. We started recording and the camera died, so I decided, you know what? We're doing the live show soon. So this month's Box of Dread, I'm going to be opening, or I'm going to be, revealing the stuff live. Yes, but we're not going to do it right now. We're going to save it for a little later when everybody else is on. So Tim and anybody else who's popping on now, we will be doing 1 mystery subscription box for this live show. So it's a special live show. So we did do, like I said, a lot of the mystery boxes for Frontline. You're going to be seeing a lot of them pop up. I believe we'll do 1 tomorrow, 1 Saturday, and 1 will go. And then Geek Fuel will be the last one, and that'll be Sunday. But unfortunately, due to money issues and not money issues really, due to the fact that we're going to be getting a lot more books than we initially thought we would be getting with Secret Wars. And, we really want to have a nice amount of books to review for the summer. And 300's coming up, so we definitely want to be on top of a lot of the books. So this way, when 300 comes and we have a lot of books that, you guys know we go above and beyond for the 100. We get extra books, actually, so that we have a big review. We don't want to be far behind on a lot of the books. So we're going to be covering a lot more books than we thought.
Also, you said it's going to be a surprise, War of One.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's going to be lots. We're going to be getting lots of stuff for the celebration weekend, of course. There will be a live show, probably Friday. It'll be a setup for the celebration weekend. The review will be on Sunday instead of on Monday, and we're going to be celebrating all weekend long. So it's going to be 2 full days of celebration awesomeness.
It's coming. Never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and honestly, it is coming a little bit earlier than we expected, and that's another reason why we're doing cutbacks now instead of later. I actually, we were talking about this last night when we were doing the review, and we wanted to make sure that we had the last 10 episode countdown. So we checked, and we saw that this episode, or the episode we just recorded last night that went up this morning, was episode 289.
And that means I got to get more printouts of 10.
Yeah, so that basically means this week's or this Wednesday's books are 290. And 10 weeks from now is the last week of July, we found out. The last week of July, basically the first weekend of August. So it's a lot earlier than we thought. We thought it was going to be at the end of August and that we had that extra month. It turns out we don't. we actually will be doing 300th episode at the beginning of August. So it's going to be slap dab right in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
So I'm still going to be working. Mike's going to be working. So it's going to be, usually the last 200s, the first 100 I was off. The second, the 200th I was off. It was right after my summer work. So now this is the first 100th that I'm going to be actually working the following Monday. But we're still going to have a really awesome celebration.
Yeah.
Don't think that'll take away from
And
it.
also, we will be actually covering the special edition New York City comic convention that's happening. This
We'll
is the
talk.
second annual.
That'll be another part. Yeah, we're going to be talking about that also.
Also, maybe now.
No, we'll talk about it next weekend with the comics and everything else because it'll be a weekend away then.
Okay, I thought you want to talk about it now. Well, it is confirmed.
And as a matter of fact, actually, we could wait 2 weeks for episode 51 because that Friday will be the Friday right before we do special edition.
Good idea.
So in 2 weeks, we'll talk
it's
about
just a
special
confirmation
edition.
that we will be covering.
Oh, we will be there, and if you guys are going to be there, if anybody's going to make a trip down, yeah, let us know, and we'll meet up with you somewhere. I believe it's not in the Javits Center this time.
It's
I believe it's
Pier 94, I believe.
Yeah.
I think it's Pier 94, but
it's right near the Javits Center. So we'll.
I'll laugh if it's actually at Artist Alley, but
Okay.
it's not. I don't think.
2 more comments. Tevye says hi. Hi, Tevye. Great
Hi,
having you
Tevye.
here. And then Tim said, "Did you catch the Supergirl pilot? If so, thoughts?" I saw the trailer, the 6-minute trailer. If that's what you mean, Tim, we saw it. We talked about it last week a bit. But if you mean like we saw the first full episode, no, we did not. I wouldn't be surprised if it was leaked or if they released it already to some people. But no, if you mean the full episode, we did not. We did talk about the trailer though last week.
Yeah, we did.
So no, I did not. And if it did come out, we probably wouldn't have been able to really watch it anyway. Like I said, it's been a hectically busy week. Here with us, I mean, as much as I love movies and TV, when you have 24 hours in a day, we prioritize what's most important. And for me, the comic books are first, toys and collectibles are second, video games are third. And then by the time you get to the fourth, remember, you got to have that personal life mixed into the first and second. The third usually disappears, or not the third. I mean, the fourth usually is non-existent most of the time. So
And plus recording time with uploading.
well,
time
we're not
as
even
well.
that. Yeah, that's a whole other story. Exactly. So
No, it's a lot of work.
right now, with the way my work schedule is, I don't have a lot of time to do a lot of stuff. So for right now, I'm focusing on where my heart is, and that's comic books. Followed by, like I said, the collectibles and toys, which I do actually have something I will be showing you guys that I got in the mail recently. If you've been following me on Instagram, you saw I got the Superboy that Dan showed 2 episodes ago. We actually got that. If you checked Instagram also, I'll grab that other box and we'll show you guys that. It was in the haul video actually also this Monday.
Yeah, and on Instagram, a preview of my ragingness.
Yeah, we had fun.
NES remix.
Yes. So honestly, after gaming, TV, and movies fall, and again, this is really why my channel mostly focuses on comic books, and anything extra we do, like the mystery boxes, the toy reviews, what have you, goes on Comic Frontline along with our comic book stuff.
Right, because that's other stuff besides just comic books.
But after comics usually comes the toys and collectibles. As you guys know, I do Hall of Toys with Brant, and then after that comes the video games, which me and Brant do Hit Points. So it's after that, like with TV, I would love to catch up actually with Daredevil. I'd like to finish Daredevil off at some point. I got to episode 2. I'd like to get all the way to the end before season 2 comes out. There's a lot of shows I'm backed up on. I'm hoping that, I can't make any announcements now about fall. There will be announcements for fall. I will kind of spoil that. There are announcements for the fall. But for right now, I really can't. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to. Nothing's set in stone for the fall yet. So I want to leave that open. However, when we talk about 300, which we will in a little bit, there are a few announcements that are going to come out of 300. Now, we were talking about the mystery boxes. We went off subject. I'm going to stop going off subject and talk about one thing. Geek Fuel is one of my favorite mystery boxes. Why? Because in every box, you get a free download code for a game on Steam. That's a 1. 2, the collectibles are awesome. When you see what Mike and I got in this past month's box, it was awesome. But one thing I want to show, and it is comic related, that I think was superbly awesome, and it even comes with a DF Dynamic Force sticker and certificate of authenticity. Now, we did not expect this.
And not at all.
And this made the box a 5-star box, but it was already pushing to 5. So, honestly, it was already going for 5 stars. This literally pushed it over the edge. Now, you guys know how we are with variant covers. We don't do them. We are not going to waste $12 and $13 for a book that's only worth $3.99. However, if we get it in a mystery box, that's different. And in this box, we actually got Secret Wars, issue number 1, the Dynamic Force cover. This is the Dynamic Force variant. This is a beautiful cover, by the way. And the fact that it's certificate, sticker, and all, Geek Fuel is really trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? Appeal to geeks of all forms: video games, comic books, movies, TV, everything. There was a little bit of everything in there is a little bit of everything in every single Geek Fuel box. This was an excellent addition. I don't know how much the Dynamic Force variant was. Maybe it was about $10, $15. So it's not really like a super expensive variant. But I mean, you got Spider-Man, you got Metal, you got Iron Spider-Man. This was an excellent cover.
Yeah.
And I just thought that this was a really nice addition to the box, or a nice piece to put into the box. And I love the Dynamic Force comics, because they always come with that special sticker that closes the plastic, and you got that nice certificate of authenticity. If this will find a place on my wall at some point, we'll see.
It should, yeah.
I'm thinking we might replace this Dynamic Force with the Spider-Man Dynamic Force I have down there, and interchange it. We'll see. But for right now, this is definitely going to find a place somewhere on the wall. We've already reviewed Secret Wars number 1. We'll be talking about Secret Wars number 2 as soon as I can get my body to put this down in a bit. Now, I'm going to check the comments again, and then we're going to go into some episode 300 talk.
Yep. So, let's see. Any comments? Oh, wow.
Oh, yes, there are. Okay, so, Nick. Hi, guys. Did your comics arrive on time? Yes, they did. I know you did. You weren't here at the very beginning, Nick. They did. They arrived on time. Everything should be on time. Tevye, a quick question. I was just wondering, what is your opinion of the Ultimate End? I'm going to stop reading right there. Tevye, we just got our books today. I did not read any of the books digitally, so I have physically, digitally anyway. I haven't read them at all yet. So I can't give you my opinion of Ultimate End number 1 yet. I haven't read it. By Tuesday's show, I'll have read it, and by Tuesday's show, I should also have our reviews up. Yeah. So stay tuned for the Dark Avenger comic book review for my thoughts on Ultimate End. I'm sorry I did not get a chance to read any of the new books yet. We just finished reading last week's books 2 days ago, like I said. And then Tim said, are you guys on Comic Amino?
Comic Amino?
I have no idea what Comic Amino is. I feel stupid that I don't, but if I don't know what
how you spell it, Comic Amino.
Amino. I have no clue what Comic Amino is. I've never heard of that either. So tell us what it is, Tim, and we'll let you know when we get back to the comments. We'll be going down a lot of the comments. Every change of subject, or every so often, I'll be checking the comments. But this is the main subject of this live show, because originally we weren't going to have a live show this week. It was supposed to be Zone 4. And unfortunately, Brant is super busy. Unfortunately, Dan couldn't be with us because he's back on his 4 weeks away schedule. So I wasn't planning this live show. We actually just figured out today that we were having this live show. So anybody who's here live, thank you guys for staying, keeping an eye on my Twitter. Thank you guys for being around. We love having you guys on the live show. I mean, everybody who's watching right now, everyone, all you guys that I'm pointing to, that you see me pointing to, even though we're delayed, technically I'm saying this now, but on YouTube I'll be saying it a couple of minutes later. So everybody who's watching now, and everybody who's going to be watching all the way through till the end of this live show, you guys are the reason why we love doing these live shows, because we love talking with you guys. And even if you're not if you're not watching live, don't end the video yet. We love you guys that aren't watching this live either, because a lot of you guys write me messages and stuff and comment on the live show. So even if you missed the live broadcasting and you're watching this off live, hopefully one day you'll be able to join us live. But even if you're not able to join us live, we hope you enjoy the video anyway. And we're doing this for you guys also. We're doing it for everybody, honestly. We love doing this type of stuff. We love talking comic books. We love talking stuff. We love being nerdy geeks. This is why we love doing this stuff. Look at my wall.
Yeah.
Look at this wall. Does this wall not tell you how much of a geek we are? Come on.
Including the shirts, like my Sonic the Hedgehog and everything. I mean, come on. You can't get as much geeky as that.
Right. So let's talk 300.
Yes.
First of all, I was shocked that when we were doing the numbering that we were going to be doing it the last week of July, beginning of August. Do your math, guys, 10 weeks from now. And I believe, if I'm correct, I also got a brand new phone. I'm very happy. My other phone, to break away into a small story, my other phone was pre-touchscreen. So I made the super jump to the future in this one, to the present from the past. So now I'm getting used to having a iPod-esque cell phone. So yes. Anyway, all right. So this week, the 20th, is 290.
289.
290.
Oh, you mean for this week?
Yes.
Coming. Oh,
For this coming weekend is 290. Then we have 291 for the 30th, the weekend of the 30th. 292 for the 6th, 293 for the 13th, 294, 295. We're now in July. 296, 297, 298, 299. Episode 299 will be on July 25th. And then, ironically, and I'm not joking here, on August 1st, well, technically August 2nd, because you guys know I do the review on Sunday. So on August 2nd and August 1st, we will be doing the 300th comic review celebration weekend, the first weekend of August.
That's awesome.
So I'm very excited for August. It's going to be a blast. For the first week, it's going to be a blast. I'm sorry, I'm just closing off the app and everything. So what are we going to be doing for the 300 celebration? Now, for 100, we had a lot of videos. We did a lot of out-of-the-way reviews because Comic Frontline didn't exist, so I reviewed one of everything: a book, a toy, a collectible.
The revisit of the Shield.
Everything.
Yeah.
We're not going to revisit the Shield again.
No.
Twice is enough. But beside the point, now Comic Frontline exists, so what am I going to do out of the way? The best thing is announcements. The review show is going to be having a major shake-up, twist-up, change-up. After 300. 300 will be going on the regular format. 301 all the way through to 400 is going to be a new type of format. Don't get scared. It's not like we're cutting books out. It's not like we're going to divide it. We tried everything. I tried everything from 200 to 300. I tried separating the indie books from the big two. And the indie review has been a really fun success. So the indie review is staying the indie review, so nobody has to worry about that. Then I tried to separate the review even further, and I did Marvel and DC. It didn't work for me, so we put them back together, and the review just was the review again. Then we decided to change the review to a countdown. That lasted for about 9 episodes. I didn't like the format of making it a countdown. So once the Convergence series started, we went right back to doing a comic review. So the point is, the comic review is what fits. Countdown doesn't fit. Dividing up the companies doesn't work. We're keeping it as the big two review. However, the way we're going to be doing the review, and a lot of people have given really great feedback from the last live show and the live show before that, where I was talking about wanting to change up the live show. A lot of you guys say, do what you feel is best. Keep doing what you're doing. You guys enjoy what you're reading. What I'm aiming for is more of a discussion/review and less of a walkthrough-esque kind of review where we'll walk through from the beginning of the book to the end. We're going to try to change up the format a bit and make it more of a generalized review, so it'll give you guys an idea of what to go out and buy instead of telling you guys what happened in each book, and you guys basically got your spoilers, so to speak. There will still be spoilers. We will still be talking about, what's going on in the books, and we will still spoil certain things as we're discussing the books. But it's going to be less of we're going to tell you what happened in the book and more of a generalized review of the book, the artwork, how the story went from point A to point B. And we're still going to talk about the books, but it's going to be more open and more of a Mike and my discussion. We might even do live shows every now and again as a comic book review. We might try that. We might try a couple of episodes as reviews just like this. We'll be sitting in front with you guys. We'll be going through the books one by one. We'll be checking comments every so often, and we're just going to have a fun time. Now, will that be for every review show? Probably not. But again, there'll be more revealed during the 300 comic book review celebration. I just wanted to give you guys a little taste And I didn't want to scare you guys when I said we're changing up the format of the review show. We're not changing it drastically. We're just pulling back on a few things and pushing forward on a few other things. We're looking to we figured out that we want to keep the big two together. We figured out we want to keep it as a review because we tried the countdown and we tried separating. Neither of those worked for Mike or I. We weren't comfortable. So we know we want to make it a review show. We just now are changing up how we're doing the review show and bettering the review show. You know, we're mutating, evolving the review show to something we know you guys will like. It won't be too spoilerish, so everybody can watch it. And at the same time, it won't be so generalized that people are going to be like, oh, you're just literally saying whether you recommend or don't recommend a book. So we're trying to please all audiences to come on and check out the review show. And if you haven't shared my review show or our review show with your friends, please do, especially for 300. It's going to be a big celebration weekend, and it's going to be big after 300 also. Other announcements. There is one announcement I will be making for Brooklyn Boys for something that's going to be starting in the fall.
Oh, okay.
And it's going to be pretty big. It's a very big announcement, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to like that announcement too. Mike and I are very excited for it, and it's definitely going to be something fun that we'll be doing on Brooklyn Boys starting, like I said, in the fall, which will probably be around September-ish, give or take.
September.
So look forward to more news on that during the 300 Comic Book Review Celebration Weekend. Now, also, titles for certain series might change. Remember, there's the Dark Avenger Comic Book Review, there's the Indie Review, and there's the Comic Book Corner. Comic Book Corner, once again, maybe that would be a good idea for the last Comic Book Corner episode. You know which one I still need to do for this channel. And a lot of people who've been following me know what Comic Book Corner I owe everybody before I move it completely over to Comic Frontline. So maybe that'll be a perfect time to do it.
Yeah.
During the 300th Comic Review Celebration. But anyway, there is a tentative title change for one of the series, one of those three series, starting with right after episode 300. Let's see, what other things did I have? I have the paper over there, but I don't want to. Yeah, grab it. Let's see what it is. No, underneath that one. See, I've been sitting around. I've been working on ideas. I think it was the other one. The other paper underneath that.
Yeah, you got so many papers over here.
I know. I have
Lord.
tons of ideas. This is for a book. I have another paper up there. That's for a skit. Now this is this is it. Okay. So we've got. We have a return of something for this channel that's going to be coming. The Brooklyn Boys announcement, like I said, the changing of a title. We're going to have hopefully at this point in time, it is the beginning of August, so this one might not be happening right away. Maybe not during the celebration weekend, but maybe afterwards. So one video might be cut. We'll have the celebration. We'll be recording the celebration. We'll be doing the announcements. Again, involving the format. Again, I only told you guys about the format now because I don't want you guys to freak out and think we're going to change everything up. It's basically going to be the same. We're just going to be fine-tuning and tweaking the review a little bit. And that's starting with episode 301 anyway. There will be a funny intro. There'll be the Dark Avenger Live special, which will be the Friday right before it. So it'll be the final day of July where we're going to be setting up the celebration weekend. There'll be something extra. I don't want to talk about that. There might be a new setup somewhere. And so we're going to leave it at that. So there's a lot of things, and this is just what I came up with so far. Now that I know it's closer, we might actually be adding more stuff as time goes on. We'll be doing special reviews, that's for sure. We might do a special haul video where I'll go off and buy a bunch instead of just a few. I'll be buying a bunch of old comics. I actually got a couple of old comics specifically sent to me before we got the comic books from this week. Those will be in the haul video also, but we'll be doing like a nice stack of some old books. I think I did the Spawn that way.
I think you did.
1 through 100, but it was minus a couple of 90 issues. But we're going to probably be doing something pertaining to that. Maybe we'll go off to Midtown Comics. Either we'll record at Midtown or we'll pick up a bunch of old books and then come back and we'll do a haul video pertaining to that weekend. I've got a lot of things going on in my head, guys. If you have any recommendations, anything you'd like to see, I should say. I remember somebody asked me to do a shirt video to show, the shirts, where I showed off all the shirts I had. Because somebody asked me, how many shirts do you actually have? Can you do a video of that? And we did that. Somebody asked when we were doing 200 if I could, show off the background a bit. So I showed off the background for the comic review for 200. So, anything you'd like to see or any type of review you'd like to see or anything you'd like to see in general that you guys know I have that I haven't talked about or really reviewed, feel free to mention that, and we'll take everything into consideration.
I actually thought of a great idea, probably, which probably might not happen, but like a before and after.
I don't know if we could do that. I mean, we do have the video for the first review saved, but I don't know if we can do it before and after.
No, like before we set up. Like this is what it looks like before we set up.
No, we kind of did that when we talked about the background, though.
Oh. Well, I thought maybe how we set it up would be kind of a little... But I don't know. That's just my idea. I'm just saying.
But we are on DEFCON 9 because we didn't realize how far we were to 300. So look forward to a lot of stuff. Now I'm going to stop talking about 300. Let's get into your guys' comments. And from there, we'll go into some comic book talk.
Yep.
Or actually, I'll do the mystery box, and then we'll go into some other stuff. All right, so Nick says, when are the pre-New 52 full series retrospective coming? I'm not going to be doing a we're not going to be doing a retrospective of all those.
Yeah.
XX Night Flame XXX, will you be telling us which Secret Wars tie-ins you'll be getting next week? Yes, we'll get into that probably after we talk about the books from this week. I do have Midtown on my cell, so we'll go to Marvel and we'll talk all about the books we're getting and what books we're skipping. Tim said you can find it on the App Store. It's basically a social media app for comic books. Oh, I'll look into that then. And then everything else is old stuff. I'm going to make sure one more time, and then we're going to go on to some comic book talk, because Tim asked about Secret Wars, so we'll definitely talk about Secret Wars. Okay. So, oh, no, I'm sorry. We were going to do the mystery box first.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, as always, you guys know we love doing lots of mystery boxes. This is the Box of Dread. Box of Dread is the ever-changing, ever-different box size. And there's no logo on the box. It just literally has my the news label. They don't even say Box of Dread on here. Even when you open it up, it doesn't say anything in this box. It's literally just a box.
All right. So first time for...
First and probably only. Maybe we'll do one for the 200, 300 video celebration. But okay, so this is Box of Dread. Horror themed. So basically everything in here is a horror themed thing. First thing is a Funko Pop figure, and it's Hannibal Lecter from the Hannibal Lecter series.
Oh, okay.
So that's nice. I love Funko figures. We got some Insidious 3
Oh, yeah, I was
tattoos. Oh, you want to pick? All right,
yeah. Well, all right. Well, you already picked that one, so that's fine.
Okay.
All right. So I like to be surprised, so I'm just going to reach in and...
There's always a poster, so let's see. What's the poster of? I'm going to put the box down here.
Poster is...
Oh, it's an Insidious 3.
Yeah, Insidious Chapter 3. So I got the bottom, you get the top. So that's pretty cool.
That's nice. Nice poster. All right. And then there's a gift card, a $5 gift card to Horror Decor. The code is on the back, so that's nice, but for $5, I don't know what we're going to find for $5. I'm going to grab the last thing on here because that's all that's left. This is a very small box, but again, this is why I really like keeping, what do you call it, the
Box of Dread.
Box of Dread, because it originally it didn't, but starting with the previous box, they've really been focusing on comic fans. This is Reanimator issue number 2, and it's signed. It's actually signed by Keith David. It's an authentic Reanimator 2 special limited series, only 1,000 copies, signed by Keith Davison. If you guys saw the last Box of Dread on Comic Frontline, we got Reanimator number 1 also signed. So, and it comes with the certificate. So this is awesome. This is great, and hopefully we'll get some more comics signed. And also, they included a signature Witchblade Millennium autograph card. This is J.D. Smith. So it's an actual legitimate autograph, and it's from Witchblade. If you're a fan of Witchblade, I read Witchblade. I don't review it, though, but I'm a fan, and this was an awesome addition. See, it says on the back here. It's an authentic autograph card. I guess everybody got a different card. This is awesome, though. I really like this card. It was great. So we got 2 autographed items in one box, a card and a comic. We got some nice Insidious stuff, and we got a nice Funko figure. Now, I'm not a fan of Hannibal Lecter. No, everybody knows that. But, again, this is a really nice box. I definitely would say about a 4-star box, and I would definitely recommend checking it out if you are a fan of the horror-esque stuff. If you're not, then you don't have to. I mean, there's a bunch of other mystery boxes out there. You can put it there. That are awesome also. But that's box strip.
So what's the rating you give it?
I give this a rating, I said, of 3.5 to 4 stars.
Oh, I didn't hear you because I was looking at that. Yeah. For me, I like the Insidious stuff. The Funko figure was pretty cool. Reanimator 2 was really amazing. I was actually really happy that I got the 2 issues now that are really awesome. So for me, it's I would say it would be maybe 4 out of 5 rating, just because of the Reanimator and the Funko figure.
Now, also in the mail today, Mike and I got these 2 comic books from the awesome company Superhero Network. The first one is The Last of the Myrmidians.
Heard of that.
And the other one is Zombie Affection. And this cover actually is a super open fold-out cover.
I love the artwork in this one. The Last of the Myrmidians. Wow.
So this is a super fold-out cover.
Yeah, and by the way, if you do want to find out more stuff on their website, it's right here. Oh, let me just show the full thing. It's Superhero Network or SHN Comics.com.
Yep. Zombie Affectation.
Yeah, but really,
we'll be reviewing these on Comic Frontline individually, of course,
really,
not together.
Yeah, really appreciate.
We want to thank Superhero Network for sending these out to us to review. We're definitely going to enjoy. We are definitely going to enjoy reading and reviewing both of these books. So if you guys are interested, like Mike said, you can go to shncomics.com and you can check the comic books out there. This is $3.99. This is a $3.99 book, and this is a $4.99 book. So we didn't read them yet, but we will be reading them and we will be reviewing them. So look forward to our review from these 2 books. It was really nice again for them to send these out to us to review, and we will definitely be reviewing them.
Really
all right,
nice.
Let's talk about what everybody wants to hear already. I know all of you are like, "Come on, we're talking. This is a comic book live show. We don't want to hear about 300 yet. We don't want to hear about Blind Box. We want to hear comic books." Secret Wars issue number 2. Now, I finally caught up with Secret Wars. And unfortunately, if you did not read the New Avengers, you're kind of a little in the dark, because a lot of the setup for Secret Wars has been happening in New Avengers. And apparently Avengers for a little bit also. Am I going to go back and buy all the New Avenger books? No. I remember dropping the New Avengers because it was just too much with the whole incursions and headaches and whatnot. So I'm not going to be going back to getting all the New Avenger books. Maybe I'll read them digitally at some point, but not physically.
Right.
But this issue opened up, and it felt like, the beginning of the book focused on the Thors and them working for Dr. Doom. And Dr. Doom apparently is the overlord of Battleworld, or the god of Battleworld. At least that's what it looks like.
The god of Battleworld. But then in the end, we have a challenger who wants to take over that Battleworld, which is Thanos.
So you're bringing space now into the world.
To be honest, that's actually a pretty good matchup, actually. Thanos and Dr. Doom.
I would love to see that.
Even though I kind of know
who would win. Now, take into consideration, Thanos and
Yeah.
Doctor Doom, and we don't know what Doctor Doom has as far as power.
Now, to be completely honest, it's got to be Thanos. I mean, Thanos is like the most powerful, almost, I'm not saying like Galactus, almost close to Galactus. Now, I read the Thanos versus Hulk thing, and after reading that book, which was something else, I think Thanos won because Doctor Doom, he may look like a villain, like saying, okay, anyone that gets in my way, but I don't see him as really a character that would be a good, not a good rule. No,
Hashtag Thanos versus Doctor Doom. But guys, while we're debating this, please feel free in the comments below to say who you think would win in a fight, or if they might actually do it. But who do you think would win? Thanos versus Doctor Doom, the way he is now, not the old the way Doctor Doom set himself up in Battle World. Who do you think would win?
Yeah.
I have to disagree with you.
But Doctor Doom, I don't feel is a
Doctor Doom is a very smart person. He knew this was coming, the incursions, because I remember in one of the Fantastic Four issues, he was actually watching it happen. Doctor Doom he knew it was going to happen and set himself up that when the incursion happened, he would be the god of the new world. He did something, manipulated something to give himself power. Now, we don't know how strong Doctor Doom is right now. I think if Doctor Doom is half as strong as he set himself up, now remember, he screwed up Axis too. He's the reason why all the superheroes went bad and why some of the heroes still aren't good. I think he could beat Thanos because of his brains more than his strength, and his strength is through his brain. He would probably be able to take Thanos down.
Yeah, but see, Thanos is the character that if he wants something, he will do everything in his power.
Let me explain to you something.
He is that
during Infinity Gauntlet, Thanos failed. Every attempt Thanos made to take over the Earth failed. Doctor Doom, however, has messed up many, even on pretending to be on the good side, has messed up and has caused major catastrophic changes in the Marvel universe, and actually has come out on top as well in many situations. Now, maybe he hasn't won the ultimate war, but there were certain battles that Doctor Doom did win because of his genius.
Yeah, but then again, Thanos could say, okay, I know that I screwed up so-and-so, so I'm going to think of a new strategy that will get me to be a new ruler, because I feel the
But
best
don't forget, all the
is
heroes in Battle World fight for Doctor Doom. So Doctor Doom also has all those characters behind him.
Yeah, but also, let's not forget, Thanos has a group of his own also. And when you are teamed up with Thanos, that means serious business. Now, I understand your whole, Infinity Gauntlet that he failed, and all the other stuff. But the way his character is, again, he really wants to be a ruler. And when he is ruler, he's like saying, I'm going to do it. And I have a funny feeling that he's not going to fail this time.
And let's not forget that the gems might still be out there somewhere.
And the gems, too. I actually did not think of that until just now. But, yeah.
I think honestly, though, I think Doctor Doom in this situation would come out on top. But back to Secret Wars. Secret Wars, it's Jonathan Hickman. If you're not a fan of Jonathan Hickman, you're not going to like this series. Personally, I dropped his Avenger run. I just did not find any interest. I believe I dropped his Fantastic Four run, too. He's very in-depth. He's very science. He's very maps and everything else.
I could tell.
And too much. But I'm checking out Secret Wars because Secret Wars is just a piece of the gigantic puzzle. It's just the generalized puzzle of Battle World. But it's going to be Fantastic Four, Doctor Doom centric. You could see it.
Yeah,
you could already see it because you got the Fantastic Four trying to figure out how to beat Doctor Doom already. You got Valeria trying to figure things out. Mr. Fantastic, he's trying to figure things out. And
is Mr. Fantastic the maker?
No.
Because I thought the maker was
he's
Reed
the maker.
Richards. Wasn't it Reed Richards? Or is it a different universe Reed Richards?
I don't know.
I'm trying to understand the book, too, because it's just so much to take in.
There's one thing that I have to say with
Avengers
Secret Wars. One thing I have to say with Secret Wars, it's a big book. It's a $5 book. So when Marvel gives you a $5 book, it's a thickie. And this book has a lot going on in a very short, thick book span of time. And it's only 8 issues long. So there's a lot that needs to happen in 8 issues, thick 8 issues. And we don't know if after Secret Wars, Battle World is going to end. We don't know if there's going to be a fast mini event that happens that'll lead into the new status quo for Marvel. I'll tell you guys, after reading the all-new, all-different Avengers, and which takes place after, I believe, Secret Wars, I can't wait to see what happens next. Because if you got Miles on an Avenger team, although that looks really, really good. I didn't get to read the whole book yet, but that looks really good, and I'm pumped for that series. I can't wait to read that. But as far as Secret Wars, I think right now we're in the first 2 issues. This is the setup. This is getting us all into the Secret Wars. And all the books are ending now. All the main books are either ending or pausing, whatever you want to call it. And all of the tie-ins are starting to come out. This week is the first week for the Secret War tie-ins. And as the months continue, more and more books are going to be coming out. There's, I remember I went through the list for this month, next month, and July. And there are a lot of books I'm interested in. Okay. But there are also a handful of books I'm not. MODOK, I'm not interested.
Whoa.
The monster book that's coming out next week, not interested. A-Force, I'll get into the titles later. A-Force, I don't know. I really don't know how I feel about A-Force, so I decided to skip out and wait and see what people say. There's a few books. Off the top of my head, I'm not remembering.
There is a thing that's happening after Convergence, which is Divergence. Now,
we're not going to talk about that this week. Are we? No.
You said
next week.
Talk about that.
Next week. Next week is Divergence.
Oh, everything's next week. Okay.
Because I want the reason why Divergence is next week is because I want Convergence to be I want it to be over. And next Wednesday, the last issue is coming out. So we're going to talk about Divergence. Let's let Convergence finish first. Let's not jump the horse. Let's see how Convergence is going to go. And I will read issue 8 before we do the live show at least. Not the tie-ins, but I'll at least get through issue 8 to give some type of an opinion, even if it's a skimmed opinion. I will have something for next week.
Right.
But with Secret Wars, I say wait till at least issue 3 comes out. I'll tell you one thing. I am set up for the Thor's book now when that comes out. A lot of the tie-ins look good. I mean, now that I see how it's, again, the Marvel Universe kind of paused all their regular books and said, hey, we're giving you a new set of books until Secret Wars is over at least. And then maybe we'll keep going, or maybe we won't. We don't. They're not telling us anything. All we know is this fall, 8 months later. What is 8 months later? We don't know yet. I would like to see Pete and Mary Jane stay together. That's one thing I'd like to see 8 months later.
All right, so let's go into comments.
So, comments again, then we'll go into Convergence. Scotty, sorry I'm late. Hope you guys are enjoying this summary Friday night. Better late than never, Scotty. Go back and watch the beginning. Like I said, we do these live shows for everybody, whether they're late, early, watching this live, not watching this live. We do this live show for you guys, and we hope you enjoy it. What's your guys' Nick now says, what's your guys' overall view on Judge Dredd, the character, and his comic? I like Judge Dredd. I've read a lot of his comics, and I enjoy Judge Dredd. I think it's a nice comic. It's not something
It's more action-packed.
Yeah.
It has lots of action.
I actually got to see parts of the Judge Dredd, the newer Judge Dredd movie, and I like that. Not the Sylvester Stallone Judge Dredd. And I liked it, too. I like Judge Dredd as a character. Right now, I'm not reading Judge Dredd to review.
We did get it, however, in the comic Bento thing.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
So I do read Judge Dredd. There are comics I read not to review. Witchblade's one. I do read Judge Dredd from time to time. I do enjoy it, and I enjoy Witchblade too. They're just comics that I read for enjoyment, and I really don't. Same thing with Michael. He reviews Savage Dragon. But I read that afterwards, and again, that's a book I read for fun, not for review purposes. There are books that we all read that we read just for, the fun of it, and we don't really read it for review purposes. There will be a time where I'm sure I talk about it, but I do read Judge Dredd, and it's a nice book. Okay. XXX Night. I'm just going to call you Night Flame. I hope you don't mind. But Night Flame says, Dr. Doom, hands down, he's a god in Battle World and can destroy Thanos and use him as an example of why no one should defy him.
Everyone has an opinion. Everyone has an opinion. I respect that. He has a point. That is true.
But Tim says Thanos has Mistress of Death. Had Mistress Death. So Thanos wins. So we got 1-1.
All right.
Tevya asks a quick question about the newest Batman. We'll get into Batman Beyond, Tevya. Let's see if there's anything else. There's more. Let's open up more. Okay. Is one of the books you got A-Force #1? Sorry, Nick. I just kind of answered that question, I guess, a little bit before. And I want to make sure there's nothing else for Secret Wars. Now I'll go into Tevia's 2 DC questions.
Okay, so let's...
Nick, to make you feel better, we might check it out digitally, A-Force, if we get a chance and we get the time to, if we do get it. And if we do, I will review it. So now Tevia had 2 Convergence questions. Oh, no, I'm sorry. There's one question for Spider-Man. Let me get that first. Quick question, guys. Do you guys think the Secret Wars tie-ins are going to let Peter Parker and Mary Jane finally stay married? We don't know anything. I hope I can say that because it would make me so happy to see Peter Parker and Mary Jane stay married and have Mayday Parker alive and kicking because I miss those characters so much. In my opinion, I want them to be married.
Absolutely.
We can hope. We can only hope.
Hopefully the best.
All right, now he had 2 DC questions.
Okay.
First one is quick question. I'm just wondering, what is your guys' opinion of the newest Batman Beyond series that's coming out? Because I read the sneak peek and I was pissed because it's not Terry McGinnis, it's Tim Drake, and WTF did in just read it takes place after Future's End and still stupid in my opinion. Why does it take place after Future's End? I have no idea what was the point. Future's End, I think, Tevia, was a glorified preview for not only Brainiac's demise, so to speak, but it was a glorified setup for Batman Beyond. It had nothing to do with it had nothing to do with Convergence, except for that Brainiac showed up for 1 issue.
Yeah.
Not even 2 pages. The end of 1 issue and the beginning of the next, and to set up the dark future for Batman Beyond. Do I like Terry McGinnis is dead? Absolutely not. It annoys the hell out of me. Do I think that Tim Drake can pull off, Batman Beyond in the darker universe? To be honest, I don't like that the Batman Beyond universe is now taken over by Brother Eye. So the whole point of the Batman Beyond book will be Tim Drake trying to defeat Brother Eye, so thus not being Batman Beyond, but being Batman Beyond Future's End, sort of, if you get what I'm saying. So I'll be getting it. I'm going to try it out. But I think Future's End was a glorified setup for Batman Beyond, or the future, the tentative Beyond future for DC Comics, new universe. And then there was another one. Quick question, guys. I'm just wondering, what is your guys' opinion of post-convergence with Superman, who is now human? Because in my opinion, I think it's a horrible idea. I'm not gonna read the whole thing because I agree with you, Tevia. I did check it out. I don't think he's gonna be human for long. I think he's only gonna be for the first story arc back in Action Comics, and then I think he'll have his powers back. Maybe it's because he used his superpower, the supernova thing. He'll probably use the supernova power in the end of Convergence. And then when we go into Divergence, it's going to take his body like super long to take everything back in to get his superpowers. I did not like the preview where he went to the Fortress of Solitude. It said his DNA didn't match and it took the suit away from him. If anybody didn't see the preview, I'm sorry for the spoiler alert, but it sort of isn't a spoiler alert because you can find it on DCComics.com also. I don't like the direction DC's going with Superman. I don't like that Superman was, or Lois Lane revealed Clark Kent's identity to the world. I don't like the buzz cut. I don't like the new suit. I mean, they did explain why he has the new suit now, but I don't like it. But I still am questioning why is the Fortress of Solitude saying that his DNA doesn't match? And it can't just be because he's human, because his blood is still his blood, regardless. His DNA is still his DNA, regardless of whether he has superpowers or not. So, my question to you is this Superman? Is this Superman? Ever since Doomed, Superman's DNA has been altered because he had the Doomsday. First of all, I think Doom was the dumbest storyline ever, where if you kill Doomsday, his essence goes into you and you become Doomsday.
That was ridiculous.
That was stupid.
Like, really?
Anybody who thought that was smart, I'm sorry if you think it's smart. I thought the whole story was stupid.
Unless you wanted to see what Superman would look like, a mutated form of Doomsday. Because seriously...
No, I just thought to preserve Doomsday was stupid. was dumb.
Oh, that too. Yeah,
and he never really got rid of it. If you read the last issue of Superman Doom, it made no sense, and it really didn't give you the end. It was just, magic. Superman contained the virus within himself. So forever it will be inside of him, but he somehow has the ability and the will to keep it inside of him forever. Okay, fine. I just think the whole thing's stupid.
It was.
But, and now hear me out. Remember, when Superman died, Eradicator took his place. And we all were meant to believe that that was Superman. That the visor Superman was Clark, or the reanimated body of Superman. What the possibility could be, there's two possibilities, I think. One is the Doomsday virus is still in Superman, so his DNA has been changed, and he's no longer Superman. So somehow we'll get a new Superman, or somehow Superman will finally find his way out at some future date. Or number two, Superman never came back. Superman, remember, he went into the black hole with Brainiac and disappeared. I know in Convergence he showed up on Telos, and then Telos sent him back to the New 52, and he did arrive back on the New 52 planet, and we had that whole Smallville story arc. What if that wasn't Superman? Remember, during the Krypton story arc, where Superboy, Superman, and Supergirl went to Krypton, where Superboy died and now he's alive again, Eradicator came back. Eradicator came back, and he landed in Smallville. What if Superman isn't back on Earth yet? What if it's Eradicator?
Wow, I didn't even think of that.
I'm throwing. Believe me, I'm the last one to want to defend Superman right now, the way they're making him. But my question is, what if somehow Eradicator, like during the death of Superman, forgot he was Eradicator and is standing in for Clark? I mean, it's far-fetched to do it this time around, but what if it is Eradicator? Because Eradicator's DNA is completely different from Superman's.
It is.
So what if somehow Eradicator either got involved during the Superman Doomsday thing, the Superman Doom story arc, or got involved, or just, somehow took Superman's place and he's still stuck somewhere else?
Wow.
But Lois still did out Clark Kent as Superman, which would make sense if this is Eradicator, because then Clark or Superman, the real Superman, could show up and say, hey, I'm Clark Kent. How am I here? And that's Superman, and he's there. So it could be somebody else somehow imitating Superman. And the only one that could do that...
How can you imitate Superman?
Eradicator. Eradicator is a being of energy.
And he was born Krypton also, or just...
He's Kryptonian also. So what if it's Eradicator that's standing in for Superman right now? I know this is far-fetched, and half of you out there are like, Chris, you're wrong. There's no way it's Eradicator. This, and this happened, and it can't be Eradicator. He has all of Superman's memories, and it's too far-fetched. That's the only explanation I could come up with, unless the Doomsday virus is still in Superman, and it's altered his DNA so much that we're going to have a sequel, God help us, to Superman Doomed, and it's going to take the Doomsday virus out of him completely, and his personality as well. He has a darker personality. Maybe it'll change his personality to the way we are used to with Superman. I don't know. I don't know what DC has planned for Superman, but I have to agree with what Jay said on GroupMe. Every character takes a step forward in DC lately, and Superman takes 50 steps backwards. Everybody progresses, and Superman regresses. Now he has no powers. He has no access to the Fortress of Solitude. He has a buzz cut. He is even more different now than he was when the New 52 started. How much more can you change Superman? I'm cutting myself off.
Stop. Thank you.
Because you can completely continue to change Superman further. But seriously, how much more can you change this guy? He's a complete opposite of what he originally was when he was created. How much more can you change him?
I don't know.
I'm tired. I mean, I'm a Superman fan. I'm going to probably...
Maybe they'll make him into a real alien, like a Kryptonian alien. I'm just saying, you never know. You know, because you just said yourself.
And they're gonna kill Samurai Jack in the last issue.
How do you know?
Exactly. Oh, and Peter Parker's gonna be gay.
No, he's not.
Up, watch.
You're
See how you feel?
making this
See
up.
how you feel right now? That's how I feel.
Well, they're changing Spider-Man 2 with the whole
I
Doc
don't
Ock
know.
and everything. What
A
happened.
little bit of a pre-talk of Divergence. I don't know. I'll still be buying Superman because I know if I don't, I'm gonna end up going 4 months back and doing like a super haul again to catch up. So I'm gonna keep buying Superman, but I don't know if I'm gonna be reviewing it because I don't know if I agree with this plan that DC has for Superman.
I don't know. They
if I
keep
agree with it.
changing things all the time.
I don't know if I could follow along as a reviewer and stay. As a reviewer, we're supposed to stay open-minded. I can be open-minded about a lot of stuff I'm reading right now. Superman, I have the hardest time being open-minded to. So, since I cannot be fair and open-minded and deliver a just or a fair review, I'll just put him on the shelf again. I did it before.
You did.
And I do it again until I feel I can talk about Superman and not be biased.
We'll see what happens.
Because I can't be, completely unbiased.
Right.
I cannot, with Superman, one of the characters I grew up with, he brought me into comic books. I cannot not have it, what am I looking for to say? I can't fairly judge the book because in my mind, I know who Superman is. It's kind of like how Tevye feels about Wally West.
Yeah.
I feel the same way, Tevye. The New 52 Wally West can never be the Wally West, but with Superman, I cannot give a fair review with the way they're playing him out right now. So to be fair, and I'm sure all of you agree, the fairest thing I can do is not review it because everybody knows already I'm not going to like it. So why review something and say it sucks when I'm sure a lot of people might like it? And the only reason I'm saying I hate it is because I, in my mind, already have a mold of who Superman truly is and who Clark Kent should be and how the universe and how Superman should be treated. Because I'm not going to be fair. I'm not going to give a fair review. I'm going to say it stinks because I don't like the direction. So why bother reviewing it? I'll just ignore it. Maybe if I ignore it long enough, maybe as we move forward in this, Divergence and Divergence ends, maybe I feel like there's something up with that. Let me just wipe that and make sure I'm right. Okay. I feel like maybe if I just let it play out for a while like I did the first time, maybe I'll come back and I'll really have something I like to read later. Maybe they'll change him again. Maybe he'll take those 50 steps forward instead of backwards next time.
Well, let's hope so for the best of Superman.
So, as a Superman fan, as a person who loves Superman to death, literally, the fairest thing I can do as far as Superman, and I'll talk more about this next week, is I'm probably not going to be reviewing anything Superman, Action Comics, Superman. Maybe I'll be doing Superman 1, but see, the thing is, they're all connected right now with Truth. So I might be reading it. If I feel like I could give a fair review, I'll do it. If I feel like I'm just going to say it stinks because I don't like how it is, I'm probably going to skip out on it until at least we get through a few story arcs and things evolve. Hopefully.
All right, well, let's just find out as months go by.
Let me go into the comments because I feel like I ranted for a bit, and then we'll talk about some other stuff. So, we did that. Superman. It's magic. We don't have to explain it. Exactly, Tevye. Yep, that's it for now. All right. So let's go into Convergence. With Convergence issue number 6, like what we were saying on the review, I feel like it's finally gone in the direction we figured or we were thinking it was going to go in from issue number 1. I think Convergence is finally picking up. Unfortunately, it's picking up with the last 4 issues. I mean, literally 6, 7, and then 8's next week. And it's over. We ordered the last set of Convergence books. So we will, by next week, have all of the Convergence books. We will officially have the full Convergence run and tie-ins. But again, issue 6 finally took the turn that we wanted it to. You have the Earth 2 superheroes looking to unite all of the superheroes to fight against not Telos, but Deimos instead. And Deimos has the ability and the power of time travel and multiverse because he's taken all of the time-traveling heroes and put them into prison, and he somehow drained their powers out and was able to use it. So he has knowledge beyond all knowledge. He knows that Brainiac is the only one that has no past or future. He's pulled out of the multiverse, and he knows everything about every multiverse there ever was and ever will be. He's the ultimate enemy. And now it's up to all the superheroes to fight him. However, supervillains and heroes that are petrified about losing their cities team up with him and are willing to have him as their god. So it turns out it ends with the superheroes going up against the supervillains and superheroes from other worlds that are willing to fight for Deimos because they believe Deimos will protect them. I do, however, think that some of them, like the Kingdom Come universe, are fighting for Deimos now, and then they're going to turn on him by issue 8.
It could be possible.
Because if you read Superboy, you saw that Kingdom Come Superman wants to get closer to the alien entity and then figure him out and stop him. So I think that he's fighting for Deimos right now because he wants to figure him out and then find a way to stop him. Now, I didn't read issue 7 yet. We just got it today. So if that happened, nobody tell me in the comments. I would like to read it for myself, but that's what I remember anyway. So that was issue number 6. We actually do have some books to give away. I did mention we have some Marvel books, so I want to actually do some. We did do Secret Wars 1, so we'll do Secret Wars 2 this time. We've got a lot of books. Wow, I feel so bad. I did not mention this before, but we will be giving away all of our Marvel books digitally this week. So let's start because, geez, we're already an hour in and we're not giving any books away. So let's do 2. Let's do Star-Lord and Silk, the 2 S books. Let's start with Star-Lord. So get your internets ready, everybody, because here they come from us to you, from your Dark Avenger family to you. This is Star-Lord issue number 12, the final issue. Pause the video, take the code, have fun. If you read it, hopefully you enjoy it. All the books that we get, we enjoy, or I warn you guys in advance. Star-Lord did not star Star-Lord this time. This time it starred Pete's sister, who wanted to get her father back to bring him to justice, and she had to take him back from the Collector. Right, Silk. Now, Mike read this book. Silk goes out on a date with Johnny Storm.
Known as the Human Torch.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you did not get Silk and you'd like to try it, issue number 14's code is right here. That's FM, by the way. I see the M is kind of faded. I don't know how that happened, but it's FM. So there's 2 books right there. So if you are a fan of either of those and you didn't get them physically, maybe get them on the Marvel app. We do still have 2 Secret Wars books. We've got Secret Wars 2 and Magneto. We got Darth Vader and Spidey 2099. We're going to talk a little bit more about the comics, and then we'll do more books. So what other books? Let's see. What did we get from last week? We didn't read this week's books yet. But what did we get from last week that was good? We talked about Convergence. We talked about a few tie-ins. Let's get through all of the Convergence books. So starting next Wednesday, not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday, Sonic and Mega Man will be going into Worlds Unite. That's going to be interesting.
And hopefully I'll be reviewing the issue 0 for Free Comic Book Day from that.
I also want to apologize. I did a horrible job reviewing Saga. I've been away from it for so long that character names have completely left my mind. I have to remind myself of all the character names. I feel like I did a horrible review when it came to Saga's issue this past week. But again, I'm still a little bit behind. I don't want to completely make Saga disappear. So I'm trying to keep it at least in the reviews, but I do apologize. I need just a rundown of the character names again, and I should be good. Walking Dead was excellent this week. I do think that Rick is a bit of a jerk now, And my favorite indie book definitely goes to Birthright. It was an excellent read this week. I know what I wanted to talk about.
I know it was Xenoscope books, but I already took them.
Yeah, what do we have for
The Robin Hood. Wait, let me go check the other one.
No, it's fine. Well,
I could go check it.
that's fine.
Sure.
Yeah. There is one thing I did want to discuss with you guys. A lot of you guys have, I recommend Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles out the wazoo. I'm always telling.
Wonderland. That's what it was.
Okay, they were all yours. That's why. It's a series I love. It's at issue 45. Issue 46 comes out next Wednesday, and I've recommended it so many times that I've recommended it all the way through to 45. And in the beginning, it was a lot easier for people to jump on because you can get the second printing of number 1. From 1 to 10, people tried. Once we got into the 10 to 20, 20 to 30, a lot of people said there's too many back issues. Too much happened already, and they didn't want to jump in. It was too late, so they decided to jump into the trade paperbacks and try to catch up. I have some good news for you guys. This past free comic book day, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles made a free comic book. If you have not tried Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and you are intimidated by the 40-plus issues, I have such great news for you right now. Seek out and get your hands on this year's free comic book day, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This book, while staying in the present, recaps everything that's happened from the very first issue all the way through to Donatello's presumed death. Or, I should say he's not dead, his comatose state in issue 45. It takes you from the beginning all the way through to where we're at now, and then it continues the story a little bit further to set up for issue 46. So if you wanted to try Turtles, this book will save you 45 issues. You can read this. If you like the sum up, you can continue on with issue 45, and you could trade paperback your way from issue 1 all the way through till issue 45. This is an excellent book. I'm very happy IDW did this. It allows anybody who hasn't tried Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles yet to give it an honest try to see what's been going on for the past, 3 years? Has it been 3 years?
I think it has been 3 years.
40 issues. So there's 12 issues. 12, 24, and then another 12 is 36. No, it's been about 4 years.
Almost 4 years.
So this book sums up 4 years for you. You don't even have to worry about the trade paperbacks right away. I would definitely recommend it. If you can get your hands on it, do it. Everyone I've recommended this book to has come back and said, I wish I would have jumped on sooner. This was an excellent read. Not one person has come back to me and said, this is the worst recommendation I've ever had. Everyone loves this book. And I've also recommended the Ultimate Collection. And today, to this day, this year, I actually got a comment on the volume 2 or 1 that actually said, you actually got me to want to, no, it was volume 2 or 3. And now I want to go back and read the previous volume and get the rest. Thanks for the awesome recommendation. I'm telling you guys, if you didn't try Turtles yet, try it. The Ultimate Collections are available on Amazon. The single issues, most of them, minus issue 44 and 45, because the whole death thing, you can get them on eBay super cheap. Most of the series is available on Midtown or anywhere, trade paperback-wise even. Don't even single issue it. It's too many issues now. Trade paperback your way to issue 45. Get the free comic book day issue, continue on, and then trade paperback your way to catch up, to get the full story. This is an excellent series that everybody should try. I'm not saying everybody who's watching this right now is going to like it. I'm not saying everybody's going to like the Turtles period. Maybe you hate the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The kiddie version, the adult version, any version. Michael Bay's version.
We're not going to get in that.
So if Turtles aren't for you, don't read the book. But if you are looking to try something new from the independents and you have an open mind, or even if you're a somewhat fan of the franchise, try this book out. You will love it. I love this series. This has gotten my #1 pick of the month for 4 years straight. 4 years straight. And I'm not even I am a huge Turtle fan, but I'm not a humongous fan of the cartoon series. I'm a fan of the comic after reading the Ultimate Collection. And I'm telling you, as a fan of the comic book, not a fan of the cartoon show. As a kid, I watched the Turtles, of course.
We all did, yeah.
But I'm a fan of the comic book, and it's an excellent read. I would definitely say try it out. That's just my recommendation for this episode. So now let's go into the comments, and then we'll go into Midtown Comics, and we'll talk about the books we're getting next week from Secret Wars. And we're going to do those. Yes, we'll do 2 more. Wondering about Convergence. We did that.
I wish that they would be in order instead of all mixed.
I know. I don't know why they do this.
You just never know. So that would be much easier to know if you.
What did you think of the previews for Superman Truth? Tim asked that. I answered that, Tim. And then Tim said, please keep your bias and keep the Superman reviews up.
Okay.
If you want it, I mean, I'll try. But if I know, Tim, that I'm going to completely bash the book, if I know I'm going to really hate on it, I might abstain just for, the fact of I don't want to look like an ass. But if I can digest it enough that I can give a, somewhat fair review of it, I'll do it. I'll do it since you want to see Superman. I'll try my best, but I'm being honest with you. It's been so hard since the New 52, so I'm just trying. I'm trying. All right, next 2 books. And we start with Darth Vader. So get your pens out, boys and girls, or get ready to pause your video and get your free comic book straight from us here at Dark Avenger HQ.
And may the Force be with you.
And may the Force be with you at the dark side. There you go. There's your code for Darth Vader. You have to pause the video. I apologize for the shakiness. The computer is very far. Believe it or not, we are pretty far away from the computer, so it's hard to hold it up. Maybe for the next book, I'll go a little closer. And next, Spidey 2099, the very last issue. And hopefully not last forever, just last until after Secret Wars. The artwork in this book is gorgeous. If you don't want to read it, try the code out just to get the beautiful artwork that is within this book. And here you go. Here is your code for Spidey 2099. I don't want to get the blue light in. This is the easiest code. I can see on my screen that it's very close to the screen and everybody can see it. Okay. Now, let's go on to Midtown's app, which I have on my phone. And let's talk about some of the Secret Wars books. I love this new phone. I'm able now. We got internet on the phone, so if you're not following me on Instagram, I highly recommend you do, because I'm going to be posting everywhere we are now. Because I have 4G. We now officially have 4G on our phone, so we are able to do more. And this app is going super fast. Cool. Okay. We're going to skip all new Hawkeye, but I am getting that. This app is super fast on here. I love it. Okay. Inferno, issue number 1. Michael will be reviewing that frontline, and Michael will be reviewing it here. Infinity Gauntlet, issue number 1, I will be getting. And I didn't get the regular cover. I got the Scotty Young variant, and you will know why. Should I click it just to show you what it looks like? I love it. Come at me, bro. And I feel like telling you guys what we're getting from Marvel is kind of spoiling the haul. But I know a lot of people are just interested. And again, we're not mentioning all the Marvel books we're getting, just the ones that are on,
that
Secret Wars. I'm getting Inhumans, Atlan Rising number 1. A lot of the books this week, only one book was $5. The rest of these books are all $3.99 each. So I'll be getting the Inhumans book. Uncanny Avengers, Ultron Forever number 1. I don't know why I just mentioned that. I skipped that. Where the Monsters Dwell, number 1. We will not be getting that. I have no interest in this book. I have no interest in its characters. And even in the preview book, it did not
I've never
speak
even
to
heard
me.
of it.
So that's the book we skipped out on for next week. MODOK Assassin #1. Not a fan of MODOK.
Neither am
I know it's scary, but the synopsis says a world populated by the most fearsome thieves, murderers, and ne'er-do-wells. There's one who is a head above the rest. Enter MODOK, the mental organism. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It just
Next.
this doesn't speak to us, so I'm sorry. I'm wrong. There are 2 books.
Yeah, no.
There are 2 books we did not get this week. MODOK did not speak to us. Now remember, we want to get the books that really speak to us, and there's a lot coming next month and the month after, like Civil War and Spider-Man, Renew Your Vows, and just a lot. Hail Hydra. So we got to pick and choose which ones we really like. Old Man Logan is the only $5 book this week, and I will definitely be getting that. I watched it online. I actually did read the entire Old Man Logan story online. Secret Wars 2099, Michael is going to be reading that one. Secret Wars Journal, we're going to be getting that too. We got Battle World, we're getting Journal because that's a companion to the series also. There's a Secret Wars preview for June. We got that. It's sold out on Midtown already, so if you didn't get it on the internet, hopefully your stores will get it, but we're going to be getting the preview for sure. So that's what we're getting next week. I'm personally eager for also the Iron Man, no, I forgot what it was called, the Iron Man War one, the War of the Iron Men.
Yeah.
Why can't I remember the title? I don't know either. But Armor Wars.
Oh.
Armor Wars. I'm personally looking forward to Armor Wars. So there's a lot of really great books that are coming out. So we're weeding out a couple that we know we won't like. MODOK, I don't think either of us would enjoy. And I know Where the Monsters Dwell. That just...
I never heard
So-
of it.
Unlike Convergence, we won't be covering everything in Secret Wars. And I don't think we'll be able to because Marvel is going to be 90% Secret War books all the way through till September. So we can't cover everything because it's going to be everything from Marvel. But we're going to try to cover as much as we can. Now remember, in doing this though, it gives us more that we have to read and the reviews might not exactly be always on time. I mean, we can only read so fast. But like I said, for the fall, I might have an announcement where I might be able to read a little bit faster than usual, and I might be doing a lot of stuff. Now, one other thing, it's going to spoil it for the haul, but I kind of spoiled it already in the last haul. You guys saw that I got the San Diego Comic-Con Doomsday, and I said it was a twofer. It was a twofer. We got that because it was a San Diego variant. In the mail, I received this big box, and if I ever so slowly turn it sideways, you're going to get an idea of what's in this box. Now, the San Diego Comic-Con variant was Doomsday in his green suit. The final figure, which they claim was the final figure, but it really wasn't because they made 2 figures recently. But this figure, coming out of the Signature Series line, in its wonderful upside-down Superman-esque casing, is also Doomsday in this really nice casing that shows Doomsday here. As I take off this slipcase, this is the figure I was talking about last week that I am not going to be taking out of the packaging just because if you look at this packaging is perfect. You have Doomsday in a perfect pose with the destroyed city in the background. If you look at the plastic really closely, you get that there's the smoke effect. I know the light's not allowing it, but you got the smoke effect that's going on that's on the plastic. It's just a perfect figure. And then on the outside, you get the bio here. And then if you turn it sideways, you get a piece of the Death of Superman cover, which we actually have on the wall, but it's all the way over there, so I'm not going to... So this is actually available on MattyCollector.com. This figure is very pricey, though. I will say that in advance. And Matty charges the minimum of $10 for shipping. I should know that because I got Superboy. So remember that no matter what you're getting, add about $10 shipping because they ensure that your package comes in tip-top shape.
Even the Superman cape, well, Matty holds.
I love the cape. Now, when we went to New York Comic Con this year, this was actually, if you saw the pictures we posted, next to the Batman costumes, this was in a little glass case. There was a glass showcase on the side, and it was the last figures that Matty was putting out. And just like this, in its packaging and all, this sat on a glass shelf. And I looked at this figure and I said, I must get this figure. And when Dan said Superboy was available, and I went to go order Superboy, I saw Doomsday. So Michael and I, since I bought the San Diego Comic-Con Doomsday, after we got this though, Michael and I decided that we were going to go half and get this figure. Now, this figure, unfortunately, I'm never going to review. Same thing with the other Doomsday figure, because the packaging is so excellent and so perfect. You guys have seen my shelf, and if you haven't, I will do a video for the 300 comic review celebration. But to take this figure out of this awesome packaging and just put it amongst all these other figures, this packaging is so perfect. Matty, if this was your goal to keep the figures in here, it's not for collectability, it's not for collector's value, it's not for nothing. I feel like this figure is in a perfect pose. It's in a perfect stand. Let's call it a stand. It's in its perfect position right here. There's no reason to take this figure out. I'm going to take it out, and it's going to stand amongst a million other figures. It's not going to have a good background. It's just going to be there. And right now, I don't feel that that's a good, what's the word I'm looking for? A good idea. I feel like right now I want to keep it in here. So I won't be reviewing this or the other Doomsday figure, but for you guys, I'll be showing it off. Maybe it'll show up in a Dark Avenger comic review in its packaging, but I just think the packaging is this packaging, like this. I don't want the white box will probably go in the attic. Same thing with the slipcase. The slipcase will probably go in the white box in the attic, just like this. Like this, I think this figure is perfect. And if you saw my haul video from Monday, you saw the other Doomsday figure. It's in another. Could you go grab it? It's right up there, Michael. I'll show you guys what it looks like. For those of you that didn't see the haul, right up there. Yeah. Just grab that. Take it out of the black box. Now, one thing I do want to say is I like how. Hold that one. Yeah. The Doomsday figure that you can buy online is in a white box, and it's huge. And the Doomsday figure you got at San Diego is in a smaller box. But I must admit, though, the packaging for this figure is more of a standard packaging than for that figure. And I'll be showing these off on Hall of Toys also, by the way. So I'll be talking more in depthly about the figure, the figure itself there. But again, you've got a perfect casing. You got him in his green costume. Look, you've even got the package. It looks like he broke. I'm trying to get it looks like he broke the glass, and it looks like another piece down here. And then you got the cracks over here. It's hard to catch it with the light. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Light.
But no, it's not going to help. And then you got the destroyed Superman logo, just like in the first issue of Superman. This figure looks perfect in this, but this packaging is smaller now, side by side. Okay. I just feel like these figures are perfect like this, just like they are. This is the first time they made a Doomsday figure that's completely in his green suit. They are both the same scale. Believe it or not, they're big. These are big figures. You might not see it because on a computer screen, they look small, but my hand is an extra large hand, okay? Thank you. I have an extra large hand. The figure is bigger than my hand. My hand is an extra large size. This is a gigantic figure. I wish I could scale it to a figure, but I don't have one that I could grab off a shelf right now. But this is big. No, this is pretty big. And these are really nice figures. I like them. I recommend, if you can get your hands on a Doomsday from San Diego, go on eBay. If you get lucky like I did and you find somebody who's selling it for $50, $65, grab it. It's worth the money. I know it's not how much they were asking for at San Diego. I know for a fact that I think they were selling it for $30 or $40. So, yeah, you're giving them a profit of about $20, $30. But the packaging, the figure itself, it's worth it. It's a glorious addition to any toy collector, as well as this one. But again, this one, it's just so perfect. Why would you want to take it out of here unless you're reviewing it? If I got a second one, which I'm not crazy and I'm not going to spend another $60 to get another one, Yeah, but I mean, even the cape. When you take the figure out, you're not going to want to keep. Yeah, you're not going to want to keep the cape on his fist, or you're going to keep him in this pose anyway. So if you're going to keep him in this pose, leave him in the packaging. The packaging is so perfect. Look at that smoke effect. Look at the city, the crumbled city. I wish I could show you under. Can I get it under the feet? No, the plastic is reflecting, but under the feet it shows a destroyed ground, like he had hopped onto the ground.
Oh wow, that does look good.
So it's so perfect. Why take it out? Why? It's gonna. And then another thing, for figure collectors, this is the worst thing. And I say this because every spring I have to clean my figures, and oh so gently. When you take them out of this packaging, they are dust collectors. This figure will not be a dust collector because it's in a packaging the package will collect dust, but the package is a lot easier to clean than the figure. And when you clean figures, you risk loosening the joints, and then they won't stand anymore. So it's safe and sound and perfect right where it is. Am I saying it's never going to come out of its box? No. I'm sure it'll come out at some point. I'm sure there will be a reason, or I'll find a display finally where it's worth taking it out of this box. But for right now, it's staying not in this. But for right now, I'm leaving it in this because I might build a shelf on top of my green shelf for this and the other Doomsday. And when I do that, then I'll put them out to display. I just want to build a shelf for it first. Or maybe I'll put it in my apartment. I don't know yet. We'll see. Because as you guys know, I live in 2 apartments now. I have this apartment, and then I have my own apartment where I'm living with Cindy and Tommy. So, and we all live in the same house. It's a big house. Believe it or not, this is a big house. It doesn't look like it because we only show you what we can on the videos, but it's a pretty big house. A lot of floors. So let's go back into the comments and see if there's any more comments, and then we'll give away these new books, and then we'll close out the show because we've been going almost for 2 hours. So, let's see. Quick question. Post Convergence, Mary Jane, A-Force, Superman, comics. Oh, quick question. Speaking of Spider-Man 2099, why is it that Spider-Man 2099 series is much better than the main series? I don't get it. Why? Mostly because of Peter David. Exactly. Peter David's the original writer for Spidey 2099. He came back to do 2099 again. And no offense, but I don't think Dan Slott was very strong with this Amazing Spider-Man run. He did an excellent run with Superior. I just think he needs a break from Spider-Man now. I think that after Renew Your Vows, Dan Slott needs to move away from Spider-Man for a time and give it to somebody else. Let somebody else take over for a time because I just felt like the run was mediocre this time.
And plus, he was the writer of the X Factor, as well as on new X Factor.
Tevye said Doomsday. Scotty, Chris, what was your favorite version of the Ninja Turtles through media, be it TV shows, comic book runs, or movies? And I'll get to you, Chris. All right, first mine. I like 3 versions of the Turtles for 3 different reasons. I love the most the movie version, not the 3rd movie, the 1st and 2nd. Now I know if I was older, the movie version, not the Michael Bay one, the 90s version. I know if I'm older, because I know Mike Spiderslayer said it was goofy. For kids, the goofiness and just the feeling of the Turtles was really great. I loved that version. Second place would definitely go to the comic book version, which is a complete opposite. It's more mature, this is a book for adults. The movie fulfills the kid in me, the comic fulfills the adult in me. And then 3rd place would definitely go to the cartoon from the 80s, because that was just my childhood. My childhood was watching that cartoon. So my overall favorite has to go, 1st place goes to the movies, 2nd place, the 90s movies, not the Michael Bay movies. And 2nd place definitely goes to the comic book. But really you have to keep 1st and 2nd place together because each one fulfills a different part of me. The child in me loves the movies, the 90s movies. The adult, the me now, is loving the adult version in the comics. So that's me. Your question from Scotty is, what is the best Mega Man power he took from a villain?
The best Mega Man power? Wow, that's a good one. I think the blade, like the one where we do the blades, was good, along with the twin Gemini. I think that was that part of it. Let me think. There was another power, but I can't remember what his name was. One with the knives, I think. I think it was the knives. I can't remember.
Wasn't that Blade Man?
I think Blade Man, probably. But yeah, that was what I think.
All right, and then Tim said, "Grats on those figures. They look so fucking awesome." I recommend everybody to go out and grab these, especially if you're a fan of Superman or Doomsday. They're excellent figures, and the boxes. I mean, I don't even want to throw away the blank box because it's just so awesome, and it's big too, so you can fit other. When I take the figure out, don't think I'm not going to fill this box with something else to give it purpose, because I will. So this and the black box are awesome. The black box, though, is too small. I think that'll just be an empty box in the attic. But this, I'll probably figure something out to put in here. Maybe, I don't know about comics, but I'll figure something small to put in there. Maybe some pop figures or whatever. The last two books. Let's start with Magneto, because I want everybody to be ready for Secret Wars #2 when we do it. I'm even going to take a pause after Magneto before we do Secret Wars. So for Magneto, issue number 18, The Last Days of Magneto. Here is your code. Pause the video. Hopefully one of you guys will get the comics. If any of you ever do get a comic from us and you'd like to, sorry about that, and you'd like to say in the next live show what your thoughts were of the comic, I would definitely love to hear your thoughts. So if you got this comic and you're reading it digitally, come back next live show and let us know what you thought of the book yourself, or even leave it in the comments later on when the show is post live, and let us know what you think, because we'd love to know. I mean, we're giving you guys these books because we want you to enjoy them, so we hope you enjoy them, and we'd love to hear what your guys' thoughts of the books are. I mean, if you already own it, then you're not going to be wanting the code for it, but still, it'd be nice.
Some work to have.
So let me think. Did I show everything off that I wanted to for this live show? Yeah, I think
Basically,
so.
I think you did.
We talked about 300. You know, we're super excited for 300. You know, 300 episodes. That's a lot of episodes. That's 300. You guys have to understand. Even if we didn't do it the week of, since I started this comic review 300 weeks ago, we have done 300 consecutive weeks. We have not skipped a week. We have combined. I won't lie. We did combine all the way in the beginning. I think it was before episode 100.
It was in the 40s.
In the 40s. We did combine 2 weeks, but we never skipped a week. Never once did we skip a week. We've done 300 consecutive, or 300 plus consecutive weeks. When we hit the 300 episode mark, that is 300 plus weeks that we have done.
Actually,
comic
for
reviews.
me, it'll be 200 because I came after 100.
Well, for this channel, I have consecutively done 300 plus weeks. I have not missed a week in comic books since I started the Dark Avenger comic book review, episode 1. I did not miss a single week, every week. And even if I missed a week, I did 2 reviews in 1 week, or I combined the reviews. I never missed a week, and I don't plan to. I plan to make it to 1,000. If I make it to the Dark Avenger comic review episode 1,000, that's going to be something crazy, but we're only up to 300.
Yeah.
We've got a long way to go. And who knows where we'll be. Figure it took us a long time to get to 300. I think it's every 2 years. So I want to be old when we get to 1,000. So I'm going to enjoy the hundreds. I'm going to enjoy 300 for what it is. And we'll get to 1,000 when we get there together. Us and you guys watching. We're going to get there together. And I'm sure this channel is going to evolve hundreds of times as we go through the hundreds. So let's just focus on 300. Let's just enjoy what we have right now and where we are right now, because you don't know where we're going to be next year, the year after that, or the year after that, or the year after that. So let's just enjoy this year and episode 300, and then I'll think about 1,000 when I get there. So, Secret Wars, issue number 2. For your guys' entertainment. Enjoy. Hopefully one of you gets it. There's your code. Okay. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, we're getting a lot of the tie-ins for Secret Wars. Will we be giving those codes away for the live shows? Yes, absolutely. I did the digital codes when they first came out, and they were new and awesome, and you could read your comics digitally, and I loved it up until my app crashed, and I lost every single digital book I ever downloaded, and they never gave it back to me. And I contacted Marvel. They couldn't help me. They said it must have been a problem with the website. So I have no use for these digital codes anymore. So for you guys, it's our way of giving something back to you guys. So again, we will be giving away all of our digital codes. If we don't do a Dark Avenger Live, if let's say I'm doing something else a Friday, I will save the books and we will give those codes away the following week. So we did a lot this episode. We talked about the 300, setting up the 300. We gave some teasers for Brooklyn Boys, new titles, new rundowns and layouts and everything. We did a mystery box or a subscription box here. We did some toys. We talked about Convergence and Secret Wars. We talked about a couple of tie-ins for each. We discussed the books that we're going to be getting for Secret Wars next week. I think this is a wrap, everybody. We did a great show. Let me recap. I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes. Any questions or comments you have, post them now. I'm going to talk. I'm going to ramble for a couple of minutes, and then we're going to go into the comments, and then we're going to end the show. I want to go to 11:35, so we have another 15 minutes. So I'm going to ramble for a little bit, and then we'll go into your comments, and then we'll end the show. So anything you have to say, please comment now or forever hold thine own peace until next week. So,
yeah, I was just saying, we're only one more episode away from number 50.
We're going to have a big show next week for the 50th anniversary, for the 50th show. I'm sure Michael will go out and buy a bunch of blind boxes.
Huh?
We had a bunch of fun with those blind bags. Maybe we should see
know.
blind bags. Let's go look at them.
I can try.
Just saying, I don't want to put pressure on them. Maybe.
Yeah, you're putting pressure on me over
Maybe we'll
here.
do something else. Maybe we'll do something else. I don't know. Maybe we'll have a special guest on.
Actually, I could have a look at my local store. Maybe I could get something.
Yes.
I just came up with a great idea, actually. I'll save it for next week. I'll tell you after the show about it. Yeah.
Okay.
I got it.
We'll see. We will be doing the butterflies again this year. Maybe I'll do some Instagram videos.
That's
of that.
right.
So
yeah,
we'll
we already have 2. Yeah.
We have 2 but they weren't really for us. I got 2 extra chrysalises, so now we're gonna get the actual caterpillars. Tommy loves butterflies. It's one of his favorite insects. So we're definitely gonna be getting some caterpillars probably this weekend. Again, Cindy and I are gonna be celebrating our birthday this Sunday. So I can't promise you guys that the reviews are going to be on Monday morning, but we might do them Monday afternoon and Monday night. We might record on Memorial Day since both of us are off. Yep, we both have the day off, so we'll see. Maybe we'll do the indie review tomorrow night. I mean, we do have books already, so.
Well, hopefully if I could get reading digital and the physical.
That's right. And look forward to Hit Points. Brent and I will have Hit Points coming at you guys next week. And next week will also be Zone 4 with me, Brant, John, and Mike. Not
Spider
this
Slayer.
Mike Spider Slayer.
Yeah.
I love working with people. I love doing podcasts and stuff like that. And I've always liked radio. I know I don't have the voice for it. I'm one of the last people on the planet that.
You kind of do have the voice for it. I have to.
Brant has a voice for radio. I don't. I feel like my voice is too different for radio, but at the same time, I love podcasting, so I'll live with it. Even if my voice doesn't fit, I feel like I can still podcast and have a good time doing a radio show. So maybe one day I'll have my own radio show on a radio program.
That would be
Hashtag Dark Event. No. What's my podcast? It's a podcast as a radio show.
Or hashtag Chris's future own radio station.
Chris has too many future endeavors. Let's focus on the comic books first. I am making my own comic book first, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Hey, look at Stan Lee. He made several comic books, and now he does a lot of other things.
Excelsior, that's right. So you never know.
So I'm focusing on the comic first, and then we'll go into other things later.
You know what would be really cool? If you and Stan Lee worked together. That would be really cool.
That would probably never happen, though.
Well, you never know. You never know.
It would be a dream come true, but it would be probably never happen.
I'm sure everybody dreams about working with the famous. Oh, hey, maybe you mean Alex Ross. I mean, he is a great.
Now, Alex Ross is more of
a legendary artist.
Yeah, but Alex Ross is more of a possibility than Stan Lee.
Okay, maybe, or maybe other writers that you've known over the past years.
I would love to have Alex Ross do even just a pinup page for me.
Yeah, that would actually be something. But
All right, so we rambled.
Yep.
So I'm gonna close out one more time. So if you didn't comment, I'm giving you one more minute, and then I'm gonna click the thing, and then if any comments come through after, I apologize. But I'm gonna give you guys 2 more minutes.
There's really not much all to talk about, really. You showed your amiibo of that.
Yep. I'm done with amiibos. That's it. We finished.
So yeah, just expect anything from any of our channels on front.
Oh, I remembered something.
Yeah.
It's Pac-Man's 35th anniversary.
Ah.
So we will definitely be doing some Pac-Man on Brooklyn Boys and/or Mike's channel and/or Frontline Gaming Zone to celebrate the 35th anniversary.
And it is 30 years of Nintendo.
We actually have a Namco video game. We actually showed it during 25 Days of Game Miss.
Oh, right.
So we will probably be tapping into that, playing some classic Pac-Man, some other Pac-Man. There's a lot of Pac-Man games actually on there, so we might actually play a little bit of
there's a
everything.
regular Pac-Man, also the movable one, and there's also a Super Nintendo one, the Pac-Man Adventures, or is it Pac-Man 2 Adventures, I think, which I actually found weird. You know, the one with the slingshot.
That was weird.
That was weird.
The way he talked even was weird.
Like that, but I couldn't even understand him. But yeah, so like. You know, we said just do expect videos of anywhere, like I talked about earlier. The Maricon announcement is coming for Brotherhood. What? Oh, and everything else. Frontline Gaming Zone, Dark Avenger 66, Durock 18. Check them all out. Subscribe. We've been here for, well, I've been for almost 8 years. July is going to be actually 8 years, July 2nd.
Oh, Jeremy's here. I see Jeremy's been replying. Let me see if I can catch Jeremy on a personal one first.
Just in case they didn't hear me, yeah. July 2nd is going to be a big day for me of 8 years being on YouTube. That's a lot of years. 2 more until we reach the double. Can't wait for that to happen. 10 years. But that's further away.
Well, Jeremy, it's great to see you. I know you didn't send a personal one, but Jeremy is answering people in the comments. I don't want to... Jeremy answered Tevye about Superman, saying about Edgy is interesting. And then Tevye says, what's the point? And then Jeremy said, I don't know. Why do people love depower him or watch go through hell? Because they want him to be relevant, but revealing his identity is bad move. Just look at One More Day. Agreed.
Okay.
Then he answered... Oh, he answered a lot of Tevye's questions, actually. Question from Tevye. What is your opinion of Mad Max Fury Road? Because in my opinion, I think that movie was kick-ass and awesome. I'm not watching Mad Max. I'm not a fan, per se. Superman again. Secret Wars tie-ins. Convergence. 2099. Then Jeremy said, yo, how you doing? Hi, Jeremy. Okay. Bavarian Review says, what series are you most excited for after Convergence? I just went through the August solicits, and I'm really excited for Robin, Son of Batman. I'm actually, let me think. What am I looking forward to? Justice League. I'm looking forward to. Justice League of America. Damian, Son of Batman, or Robin, Son of Batman. I am looking forward to that. That's going to probably be one of my only Batman books, because I'm not reading the... Inspector Gordon or Commissioner Gordon as Batman run. I can't deal with that.
I can't even I never would have even imagined that happening.
No. Green Lantern Lost, the Lost Green Lanterns. Checking that mini. It's going to be a mini series. It's going to be 12 issues, and then they're probably going to end it. But a few of them, I'm looking forward to a nice amount. Thank you for the question, though. Somebody new. Then Scotty says, Chris, what is a classic Superman story that you enjoyed and that may have gotten overlooked? May get overlooked.
That's a good one for you.
Well, think. That's a good question.
Wasn't there a Superman book that you said that looked like that he was like a giant monkey or something?
No, I hated that. the Joker getting Mxyzptlk's powers.
Oh.
When Superman had that gray and black suit and everything was flip flop for about 2 months. Everything like Superman was like a prisoner of the Joker, and he had to fix reality while trying to stop the Joker. That was an amazing story arc. I just cannot remember. I don't think it was Last Laugh, but it was when Joker got Mxyzptlk's powers, and it was up to Superman to trick Joker into giving Mxyzptlk back his powers in order for Mxyzptlk to fix everything.
Yeah, but it's to overlook instead of
Yeah, people are going to overlook that.
Oh, I see.
It was a good series.
Oh, I thought you meant overlook as in never reading
No,
the book.
it was a good series. Also, Superman, Batman, Public Enemy. And then the follow-up with Supergirl being reintroduced. That was another. Those were 2 other really great stories. Both actually made into animated movies. I think that's about it. Kingdom Come was a very Superman spotlight series.
And you have to figure that too.
Yep, I do. Oh God, Man from Krypton. When Superman was being influenced by the Eradicator's ship, the little ship, and he was becoming more Kryptonian than human. It was a miniseries. It was back in the early '90s. I purposely went out of my way to find all of the parts. I can't remember.
Crisis?
No. I can't remember what it was called.
Wasn't it called Grounded, wasn't it? I'm trying to remember all the titles you read because you read some of these Superman titles.
But it was basically the story arc where Superman, being influenced by the Eradicator, he became more Kryptonian and was slowly becoming more and more Kryptonian, and it was up to his parents to actually save him and bring him back to the way he originally was. I just wish I can remember. I wish I could remember for the life of me. It was about a 5 or 6 issue run. It was really good. All right. Anyway, Mike, what is the best? Oh wait, wrong one. What do you hope happens in Sonic, Mega Man, Street Fighter crossover? The worlds unite.
Well, what I hope is that they fix Sonic's world, definitely, because I think that Sonic deserves that, along with Mega Man saving his world, because in retrospect, Sonic saved Mega Man's world with all the chaos control he tried to use. And what I expect is actually possibly a better story. I mean, Worlds Collide, don't get me wrong. Worlds Collide was excellent, but something that could probably a little bit more exceed from it. Like, I'm expecting more of a, how can I say this? Something that I saw in Worlds Collide that made me say, wow, this book was amazing.
And then he also said, great answers. The figures do look great, and I love Mega Man. He kicks their butt and takes their powers.
Oh, yeah. He does.
And then Tim says, episode 1000 should have viewers, guests, just saying. Tim, a long time ago, before episode 100, I did have guests on Skype who would be watching me and giving their opinions while I was doing my review. So let me just say this. Having guests on the review show, we might not have to wait till episode 1000. We might not have to wait till 400 even. You never know. I might open up, for visitors and guests on shows. So I'm just saying, don't throw it all the way to episode 1000, which is going to be 20, 30 years in the future. Let's think about now. And I have had guests on my show before. What's stopping me from having guests on the show after 300? Just saying. I'm just saying. I'm not gonna give any spoilers away or any hopes or anything. I'm just saying. I had guests on before. I'm not saying I won't again. Before 1000. Remember to check Comic Amino out. I will. Yes. And that's it. I just feel like if I do this and I do this again, I'm going to find somebody commented else. So I feel like I don't want to leave anybody out.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's only right that everybody gets a
say.
Yeah, exactly. I would do the same.
Oh, speaking of Superman, see, Tavia, speaking of Superman, what is your opinion of Superman, Last Son of Krypton? Last Son of Krypton. Think about
You
it.
did read that. I remember that.
Last Son of Krypton was. I'm trying to think of I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, if that's the one where he was in Candor and Jim Lee was doing, or not Jim, yeah, Jim Lee was doing the artwork. That was interesting. I'm not sure. Tevye, really quickly, I'll restart it after I go through the comments again. Was that the one where he was on Candor and he believed he was on Krypton for a time, but he wasn't? Let me know and I'll tell you. Or correct me. Mad Max Fury, Superman.
Oh, there's still one.
Jeff Johns' Last Son of Superman was nice. It was a nice book. I like Chris Kent. Now I remember. That was when he got General Zod's son out of the Phantom Zone and adopted him as his son, and it was Chris Kent. That was an excellent series. I actually have the Superman figure. They made a figure series of Superman, Zod, Non, Earth, the Girl, and I forgot, there was somebody else, and Bizarro. I got the full figure run also. Last Son of Superman, Last Son of Krypton was awesome. I loved it. The artwork and the story was excellent. And I thought Chris Kent was really a nice touch, if I do say so myself. I'm just saying, Chris Kent, hey. I did write a fan story once where there was a survivor from Krypton, but it wasn't Zod's son. It was Jor-El's. Jor-El had another brother, and obviously when this Kryptonian came to Earth, he also became Chris Kent. I always said, I made that public on MySpace way back when MySpace had notes, or not notes, they were blogs, and you could blog on MySpace. And I wrote the stories, and I had a lot of my friends read it. They loved it. I feel like DC Comics stole it from me, but not really. I mean, I'm sure they didn't. But it was just funny that my Chris Kent was one way, and their Chris Kent was Zod's son.
Yeah, I think the girl Krypton was Fiora. I know.
Fiora. Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys would like to see my fan fiction of Superboy, I did write, I think, two issues of it. I mean, I could maybe share it on Frontline Fiction if you guys are interested. I'll just copy and paste it. Remember, it was a long time ago, though. I didn't write that good back then. But yeah, thank you, Jeremy. You completely reminded me of it. Now I remember. And Jeremy actually said, "Hey guys, just came back home. No worries. It's always great to have you on, Jeremy. Whether it be early or late, we love having you on here."
These comments are amazing.
I love it. I love it. I love these comments, guys. This is why we're here. This is why we do this show. All right, so I'm going to refresh it again because I did ask Tevye to post, but I now know what it is, so I remember. But Jeff Johns did an amazing story with that.
Unless you probably said it while he was...
Yeah, because I don't see an answer. Not yet, anyway.
All right.
Oh, here. It's about the story with Christopher Kent. I love that story. It also contained Superman Brainiac. Yeah. That's when I think Jonathan was done. Oh, Xugiua. I can't pronounce your name. Little late tonight, but did you guys see the new 52 on the cover of the new 252 on the cover of Spawn 252? It made me laugh. I am actually going to look now so I can laugh with you. I will laugh if that is. Wow. No lie, Spawn 252, it actually says the new 252. That is freaking hilarious.
Let me see that.
That is hilarious. Thank you for that. That made my night. That made my night, and that made me laugh.
Wow.
That is awesome, and I'm going to mention that on the whole video after we do this live show. That was awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I wish I could pronounce your name. But thank you for sharing that. That is freaking awesome. And I love Spawn because it pokes fun at everything. That's it. Okay. So, again, if we didn't get to your comments, if you commented after this, I'm turning off the Nook now. I'm sorry, guys, because we are going a little bit after when I wanted. I wanted to stop at 35. It's already 39. Thank you, guys. all for being here on this really impromptu live show. I mean, I literally came home from work and texted or tweeted that we were doing the live show. And it was last minute, and all you guys showed up, and all you guys had great comments. We love it. This is why we do this live show and why I want to do it. Even when it's last minute, or even if I have something planned for Friday, I still want to find a chance to do this live show because I love talking with you guys. I love answering you guys' questions. I love communicating back and forth. I wish more of you would have told me what you thought about Dr. Doom or the Battle World Dr. Doom versus Thanos. We got 1-on-1. You're free. Feel free to still say who you think would win in a fight between Thanos and the Battle World Dr. Doom, and hashtag Thanos versus Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
Thanos vs. Dr. Doom.
Right.
But anyway, we love you guys so much. This was an excellent live show. Anytime we have comments and we're able to talk with you guys, it's a success. Love doing this live show. I can't wait for next week. Next week is episode 50. Halfway to 100 for this show. This is the live show that started it all. From here we went to Ink Live. From Ink we went to Frontline Live. But this is where it all began.
Yep.
And this is where it's continuing on this channel. So thank you guys. We love you. Have a great night. Have an awesome weekend. Happy Memorial Day. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. And we will see you guys I'll see you guys in the hall. We will see you guys in the Indie review and the Dark Avenger comic review. And then we'll see you guys on Tuesday on Frontline Live. And beyond, we'll see you guys on a bunch of videos all over the place, from here to Brooklyn Boys to Comic Frontline and Frontline Gaming Zone. Right. So take care, everybody. Have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your Friday, which is only about, 20 more minutes or 10, 15, 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
20 minutes until it's Saturday. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy your 3-day weekend. Take care.
Yep.
Good night, everybody.
Later, everybody.